to our channel. I'm Rachel.
I'm Nikki, and we're the Stitch Sisters.
Yes, we are. And this is part 2 of our spring trends video. If you've not watched it yet, go back and watch part 1, where we cover some of the key trends for spring and summer 2019 that we plan on adopting into our wardrobes. And we've provided inspiration pictures for fabrics and patterns and shown you some of the things that we tried on the high street.
Yes, and this video is all about the prints, the colours and the fabrics.
Exactly.
So you can mix and match the two together and make your own unique wardrobe.
Yes. Now the reason we thought it would be a good idea to split these up is because if you don't like some of the current trends, if boiler suits are not your thing, if boho dresses are not your thing, then you can still feel very current and very on trend just by the types of fabrics that you choose to make your garments in. And that's the best thing about being a maker, about being a seamstress. Is that you're not dictated by what's on the high street. If you like a particular colour but you can't find anything that you would wear in that colour, create your own.
Absolutely.
Or if you like a particular garment but you don't like the print it's in and you think it would be better interpreted in a different way, then that is the superpower
excuse me,
that we all have at our disposal as makers. So we're going to give you lots of inspiration, and we're starting off with print.
And specifically animal print. First off, there's lots of this in the shops. It has been there for at least a year.
I think so, yeah. So we first started talking about it or considering it ourselves in our autumn video where we looked at autumn trends, and that was when we started our leopard print obsession.
Yes, but then it's always been, I think in winter months, it's always been a staple. And I think just recently it's crossed over from being a staple to being something which is on trend. But also we've never seen it in the summer months really, particularly that I remember.
No.
So this is where it's kind of crossing over, and people clearly just love it so much that
and the thing I love about it is it's kind of infectious. So I know there's lots of people that when they find out that there's an animal print trend, they start off going, oh no, that's not for me. And I've heard lots of women in particular saying, I'm too old to wear that. And I don't want to look like, what's the name from Birds of a Feather, or Pat Butcher. But as it's become more and more mainstream and people, it's just become normal. So everybody is now wearing it, and I love
even
that.
Me.
Yes.
And I've never worn animal print before.
I just think it's one of, I watched a video, no I didn't, I listened to a podcast, a podcast called Dressed, where they covered the history of leopard print, and it's something that has been part of human culture since early Egypt, and it's a sign of regal royalty, and it's a sign of power, and it's a sign of dominance, but I think for women it's very empowering. It's a strong print, and it makes you feel bold and strong when you're wearing it. And sometimes you just need to fake it till you make it. So if you put on something that makes you feel stronger than you're actually feeling, that's not a bad thing.
But I like the variety that's out there at the moment. You don't have to have leopard print which is brown. You don't have to have zebra print which is black and white.
No.
You can have hot pink zebra print.
Absolutely.
You can have turquoise leopard print. You can have cheetah print. You can have snake print. There's something for everyone. So don't just automatically think of leopard print when you're thinking of animal prints. There's a huge variety out there.
There is, for sure. Now, one of the trends that we thought we would try just for a laugh, but we are not going to be adopting anytime soon, is the trend for mixing your animal print
head to
toe. So we were in H&M and we thought it would be fun to both put together an outfit, top to toe in animal print. And we both took them into the changing rooms, and then when we both came out at the same time, we just could not stop laughing.
It was not good.
It was hilarious. So we'll insert some pictures. Nikki's wearing a lovely pair of skinny jeans. Paired with a crossover wrap top. And she even has a nice little handbag. And I'm wearing a blouse, an oversized blouse tucked into a bias cut skirt.
Oh, gorgeous.
And the impact on our own was pretty special, but the impact of us together was, I think that's one of those trends that's sometimes best left for the catwalk. I think very high end or very high fashion bloggers can pull it off, but we are not them.
We're not them.
And having said that, I don't know if you saw in my autumn plans, I made a leopard print dress inspired by one I saw in Zara.
Yeah.
And I made a zebra print coat. And I've put them on together a couple of times and absolutely love them together. I just haven't had the confidence to wear it out of the house. So it's one of those things that I like in theory, but I just know that I'm opening myself up to a whole day of people giving me second looks and thinking, what is she doing?
I think it is one of those things you have to get the prints right if you're going to do that.
Yes.
And what we necessarily found in the shop wasn't maybe how we would wear it. So we kind of put a couple of things together that maybe weren't right.
No.
That wrap top will never see the light of day in my wardrobe. I tell you, there was way too much going on for me. But you could do it with maybe a pair of culottes and like an Ogden cami or something like that, but choose your fabrics wisely.
Yeah, one of the things that I've seen that I think is probably the best interpretation of it, so we went for mixed prints in the sense that I had a snakeskin top with a leopard print pair of trousers.
Yeah.
And I think you had a leopard print skirt and you had 2 different prints as well.
Yes.
And I think that where I've seen it look its best is where you keep it to the same animal but with different size prints.
Yes.
So I've seen some really nice mixed leopard print outfits where there's a bolder or bigger print on one half and then a smaller print on the other, but still tonally are the same.
Yeah.
But I've also seen, because there's a trend for neon animal prints, combining the trends of neon and animal print, and having those mixed in so that it's almost like the 2 different colours detracts from the 2 different prints slightly, or somehow marries it all together.
Yeah.
But really, we just tried that on for a laugh. It's not something that we're going to be interpreting. But one thing that we did decide that we'd like to try is there's a lot of animal print bias cut skirts. Now, bias cut skirts have been around for a while, and plain ones, printed ones, but we saw a lot of animal print ones, and we thought that would be a good time to actually look at some of the patterns available.
Yes.
So if you fancy trying a bias cut skirt yourself, Tessuti have released a really good pattern. I think it's called the Evie. Let me just double check. It is the Evie bias skirt, and that is perfect. It's exactly what we've been seeing on the high street. We saw a couple of Miss Selfridge that we really liked. There's a zebra one and a leopard print one that just look fantastic.
Yeah, but they're everywhere.
However,
yes,
I have loved this style for ages, and this is a really, really good reason why you should always go and try stuff on before you waste your time and fabric making something.
Yes.
I love the idea of a bias cut skirt. I tried it on, hated it on me. I think because of how a bias cut skirt hangs, if you are very curvy in the bottom half, if you have wide hips, then it doesn't flatter you or at least it doesn't flatter me, because the bias drape means that it narrows in considerably below your hips, and that just emphasises how wide your hips are.
Right.
So I hated how it looked on me, and that was definitely not going on my list. But the funny thing was, you hadn't even considered it.
No.
But you tried on the skirt after I tried it on.
Yeah.
Absolutely loved it.
Yes.
So now the bias cut skirt is on Nikki's list, but it's off of mine. I preferred the pleated skirts that we tried on, and we'll get to those in a minute.
They're coming as well, but I love both of them, so whoopie-doo for me.
Yes. So feel free to embrace your love of animal print.
Yes.
I am inspired by, there's one more animal print thing that I want to make because I love the leopard print coat that Kate Blanchett is wearing in Ocean's 8.
Yes.
I found some lovely wool coating from the textile centre, and I think that I'm going to make a leopard print coat, a lighter weight coat. So I think that's my final leopard print nod. But you've got lots of bias cut skirts to make.
I've got lots of bias cut skirts to make. We've also got lots of animal print fabrics that we can run through.
Yes, so let's have a look at some of the fabrics we found. So if you fancy something bright at the brighter end, Minerva have got an awesome scuba in a zebra print, which is the raspberry red or coral, I guess you'd call it, and white.
It's gorgeous.
That's really, really fun. So scuba lends itself to all sorts of different projects, as you know.
I'm thinking my 70s dress in that would be amazing.
Yes, it would be really, really cool. But then there's also a number of satin fabrics around. We found a really nice one, and a really nice leopard print one from Sewalicious. So that's probably the closest to the skirts that we saw, because they were satin. And I
like this one as well because it looks like it's kind of slightly very out of focus. It's not a full print, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
It's been softened slightly.
Yeah.
So like almost like it's brushed or something.
So it's almost like it's
so
a nod to animal print, but it's not literally.
It's not literally. It's like too extreme.
Yeah. And then you found this lovely jersey from Satisfaction, which I think might be the blue version of the one that we
It possibly
made
is. Yes.
Frances dresses in from Material Girl Laura.
Yes.
So she'll sell it too. But this would be great if you like the idea of that sort of pencil skirt type look, but like me, don't think the bias cut skirt is going to suit you. You could make more of a pencil skirt and still have a similar sort of look from this jersey. Stoff have this lovely stretch crepe in this beautiful zebra print, so that would be a really good option. And then finally,
zebra print. Oh yes.
This stretch cotton from Semi Sunshine.
You can make those stretch pants you've always wanted to out of leopard print.
Yes, absolutely. So hopefully that will let you go and get your leopard print fix.
Yes.
But we won't dwell on that any longer because we know it's been around for a while.
Yeah, there's so much out there. That's the other thing.
Yes.
So just keep looking.
But a new one, which is another classic, but one that we're very happy about, is polka dots.
Yeah.
Polka dots are
everywhere.
Yeah. Big ones, small ones.
Big and small together.
Absolutely. And that's another great one that we love is mixed polka dots.
Yeah. And it's easy to do because it's very simple. Polka dots are everywhere in the shops.
Absolutely.
Always.
And everywhere in the fabric shops as well.
Yes.
So if you like the idea of mixing your prints, if you like the idea of print clashing but you want a safe version to do it in, then we've seen lots of garments where they have mixed and they've taken a big polka dot and combined it in a garment with a small polka dot. We even found this great jumpsuit in Miss Selfridge where it's all in different panels and they've used a different size of polka dot for the whole thing. So they're all black and white polka dots, but it creates a really interesting look. And it's a good way of kind of having a little go at that sort of mixed print trend, but in a very safe way.
Yes, and it's black and white as well, so that's the beauty of it. And if you're going to try and do this by recreating it yourself, then choose something like black, which is a very safe bet, because black in one shop will be black in another.
Absolutely.
If you go for navy, they might be slightly different colours and reds. But if you go for black and white, then you can guarantee that from one shop to the other, they'll be exactly the same colour. So that's a really good one to go for. And also use your own pattern matching and use your own pattern clashing in an existing pattern to recreate that jumpsuit.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
There's a great new look jumpsuit, which I don't have a picture, but we'll put a link in below, that a lot of people have made that have very similar sort of square with the wide strap.
Nice.
So we'll find details of that and pop that in.
Excellent.
But a couple of things that we saw that we really liked. There was a jumpsuit in Miss Selfridge, which was in quite a sheer fabric, probably a georgette or something like that, possibly a crepe, and it's a kind of mid-sized spot. But it was just a very loose fit V-neck jumpsuit with an elasticated waist. We found the perfect pattern, which also new look, which it's Miss Selfridge and new look. But yeah, we found the perfect pattern, which is new look 6413, where you could make pretty much exactly that identical jumpsuit.
But that's a really subtle. The smaller the spot, the more subtle it is. So if you're
from a
frightened
distance,
of
it would just look black.
Go for a tiny spot. You know.
But I think the reason why polka dots are so popular, they were really big in the 80s, and obviously there's a huge 80s revival going on. So there's no wonder that they are everywhere. But also I think it's that perfect sort of blend between classic and feminine. So black is a very classic colour, and monochrome is very classic, but for some reason polka dots have quite a feminine sort of softer edge to it.
Yes.
So and it's always flattering. I think polka dot flatters everyone, every skin tone.
So I found this yellow jacquard polka dot skirt, which has got two different size spots. So it's got a really big one on the top, and it looks like it's a bias cut skirt, and then it's got this ruffle at the bottom with these tiny little spots on it. And that's something you could do really easily. There's a lot of patterns like that you could do your own version.
Yes, there's still lots of things around with flounces and ruffles on, and there are lots of patterns now with those. So playing around with spots on those kind of patterns is a really nice way to do it.
Yes.
Another way to mix your polka dots is an outfit that I probably shouldn't show you because you'll never be able to unsee it. But I liked the idea of mixing the sizes with 2 different garments, and I found these 2 garments in Zara, neither of which were particularly flattering on me.
No.
The top, I didn't have a suitable bra, so that's why it looks quite so weird. And yeah, it wasn't a good look.
You just needed like a teardrop coming from your eye.
Yes, Nikki kept thinking I looked like those 80s clowns.
Like a Harlequin clown.
Yes, and I do. I just need a ruffle around my collar. However, I do like elements of the look, and I would like to recreate something similar that fits me much better than that does. Yeah. So to do that, I would use the Adrienne blouse from Friday Pattern Company to create the top half. And then for the bottom half, I would use Butterick 6178, which I've used many times before. I'm sure lots of you have seen my giant mustard culottes, which are the pleated version from that pattern, but I have also made the flat front version a few times, and that's view D. And even though they're culottes, I think I could lengthen them to get a full trouser, and I think that that with the Adrienne blouse would give me pretty much exactly the same look. So I like the idea of possibly not doing both white polka dots like the ones I tried on, but I quite like the idea of having black polka dots on the bottom half and white polka dots on the top.
Lovely.
So I think I will recreate that look, but a more flattering version.
And maybe mixing the fabric, so you could have more of a trouser weight on the bottom, and you could have something softer and maybe
exactly. I still want it to be floaty and have lots of movement, so I'd probably go for a crepe on the bottom half, and then I might even go for a jersey on the top half. So there's so much we could show you about polka dots. Another one that that we both tried on, and we both liked in different ways. I think it fit you much better than it fit me, but that's largely because it's a wrap dress, and I always struggle with wrap dresses because I've got bigger boobs and hips, but my waist is smaller. So if I tie it in the right place for my waist, it's straining on the boobs and the hips. So so that's half of the problem. But we loved this big polka dot print.
And it was satin, that one as well, wasn't it?
Yes,
exactly. And there seems to be lots of satin around as well.
Loads of satin. And it was, but I think it could be quite a flattering dress. And the puff sleeve gave it kind of an 80s vibe, but without big shoulders and that sort of thing. The rest of it was quite a slim silhouette. And we quite liked that. I'm just imagining it with like a big hat and a pair of court shoes, and then I can go and stick back in the divots like Pretty Woman does. And in the polo field. So we found a number of patterns where you could recreate that kind of look, that sort of wrap dress. None of the sleeves are quite the same as they are on there, but I think that if you took a more flared sleeve and decided to add a cuff to it rather than leaving it open, you could create something similar. So you found Vogue V251, which I think is nice because it has that scooped edge. So the opening on it is quite a similar shape. And then you also liked this Hot Patterns one, didn't you?
Which is just very floaty, and there's lots of layers, and it's wrap, but it looks like it would go well with a satin. And
then I found this Butterick dress, which I think View B there, I think is quite similar. Again, it has the asymmetrical opening on the front, has slightly longer floaty sleeves. So I think there's some good options there for recreating that. So all this talk of polka dots, let's get on to fabrics, shall we? Because we found loads of fabrics.
We could have gone on forever. So, all your fabric shops will have polka dots, because they always do. But we're going to run through a little selection here. And I loved this bright green polka dot. This is a jersey. So if you want to just jump in and have just a very basic top because it's all you want in your wardrobe, then this would be great. So it's a Girl Charlie bright green polka dot spandex jersey, and it's £10 per metre. And it's big spots as well, so it's good.
So I like the idea of keeping to the whole black and white thing with polka dots, but there are lots and lots of other colours out there. And if you prefer a little pop of colour, then that would be the way to go. And then what else have we got?
This next one is a Material Girl Laura, and she has 2 different sizes of the same fabric. So this is a sparkle dot, and she has it in large dots, and she's got it in mini dots.
So are they like glitter?
I think they are, but they're not all glitter. I think there's dotty, and the odd one's got a bit of sparkle on it. But the 2 different sizes means if you wanted to recreate that jumpsuit, it's it's from the same range. they're bound to match. So it's made easy for you.
Excellent. I found this Ponte Roma from Minerva, which I think is a lovely spot, a lovely colour. But also that one does come in, so that's black and ivory, but it also comes reversed, so it's white and ivory, and I think there's also a white and navy version. So I'm thinking that for that Adrian blouse, maybe the white version of this one could work quite well.
Okay.
And then Satisfaction had this large dot as well, which is just a cotton.
Nice.
So that would be quite nice, again, to recreate those trousers, but also for any of those wrap dresses. And then I found two absolute bargains from the textile centre. If you fancy some polka dots, again, we've got two different weights. So there's this viscose with black with the bigger black with bigger white polka dots. That's $3.99 a metre.
Nice.
But they also have a white version with smaller black polka dots, and that's $4.49 a metre. They're both spun viscose, which is like a viscose challis or viscose twill. So yes, that's
perfect. There's so many out there, so you know, you've got all the colour options.
Fabric into Google and you'll find a gajillion. So that's it for prints. Shall we talk about colours?
Let's talk about colour, and a colour which is very on trend at the moment and is new to me and I'm embracing wholeheartedly. So yellow. Is the thing. And it's all kinds of shades of yellow, from sort of bright neon yellow right the way through to ochre. And all of the colours are acceptable under this range.
Absolutely.
Just find the colour that suits your skin tone best.
And
go from there.
So
and that's another reason. Go and try them on in the shops and then you'll find which colour it is.
Absolutely. Now the magazines are calling these colours different things. So some of them are calling it a marigold specifically. So yellows that make you think of the marigold flower, which is more of a sunshine yellow type thing, a more orangey yellow. But then there are other people that are calling it aspen yellow, which is more of a kind of mustardy, sort of golden yellow. And then there are other people that are just embracing bright yellow. So I think any kind of yellow. And the thing, like you say, that you learned is that you always thought yellow didn't suit you, but I think it's all about finding the right colour yellow for your skin tone, because yellows can be cool and they can be warm. And it also depends on how you use them. So if you don't want yellow top to toe, yellow accessories, yellow earrings, a yellow necklace, yellow belt,
or just a little pop of yellow, just here and there. So if you like blue fabrics, but this blue fabric has yellow flowers on it, that's the way to have your touch of yellow without you know, going outside your comfort zone.
Absolutely. And mustard has been around for a long time. That's certainly still all over the high street. So if you like those kind of more subtle yellow tones that are more sort of autumnal, then that's a good option as well. So any kind of yellow is fantastic. Some of the things that we saw in the shops that we liked, there was this cord jacket in Zara, which is another good example of utility wear that we mentioned in the last video. And that's just that's what I would consider as aspen yellow, I guess. I tried on this dress in other stories, and it was this beautiful linen fabric, and I really loved it actually, so much so that I did sort of try and find a pattern, but I've really struggled to find a pattern that is similar enough. But it was beautiful quality
it's
linen.
Quite greeny yellow, isn't it? It's it's got a green base to it.
It does,
so it's lovely. I couldn't wear that. That's definitely not my comfort zone.
No.
With the colour.
And then we also loved this drape front jumpsuit that we saw in Miss Selfridge, which is in an ochre colour. But also, if you think about recent pattern releases, Paper Theory have released the Zadie jumpsuit, and that's in the most beautiful golden linen colour. So that's a really, really nice interpretation of it. So there are loads and loads of options out there. We haven't recommended patterns for this because we're just talking about colours. But we can recommend some fabrics.
Oh, yes, we can.
If you would like. So where do we start?
We're starting with this bright yellow. This is my yellow, so if we go with the brighter as possible, this is Girl Charlie cotton spandex jersey, and it's £11 per metre, but they again have lots of different shades. So this is a good one if you're just looking to make a simple top or something like that to add to your wardrobe. They do a great range of plains.
Yes, exactly. I'm imagining that under a pair of dungarees or something.
Oh,
just,
yes.
Yeah, if you don't want to wear yellow all over, just a little t-shirt
pop.
would be great.
Yes.
I love this Coca cotton gauze that you found from Guthrie
Ghani. Yes.
It's absolutely beautiful, and it's also a nod to the polka dot trend as well. So you can
big
combine
spots.
too. Yes.
Yeah,
that
gorgeous.
definitely looks like the Pretty Woman fabric.
It does, doesn't it? Yeah, it's just bang on.
And then from Lamazi, this beautiful washed linen is £14 a metre. That's really, really gorgeous. And then you found it in another colourway, didn't you?
I did. It's the Sparkle Dot again, which Material Girl Laura has, which is in it's like a more of a rust end of the spectrum, but it's still yellow because it's not brown, it's not orange, so it's just a darker version on the yellow spectrum. And then the next one is just I absolutely loved. Like So Amazing, I've got this viscose at £10
Is it a viscose linen?
It looks like it might be a viscose. Yeah, it's definitely got a weave in there. But it was just described as viscose on the website. But it's £10 per metre. But this is another way of having the yellow in the background, but you're calming it down by putting giant palm leaves all over it.
Absolutely.
So it's another good
if
way
plain yellows are too bold for you, then yellow prints are great as well. And there are lots of florals and botanicals where, you know, there's so much going on top of the background colour that, you know, the yellow isn't the feature. It's not the focus. Yeah, absolutely. And then Satisfaction have got a new range of soft shells in, which is perfect for raincoats and bomber jackets and any kind of outerwear, and that's a lovely sort of egg yolk yellow, that one, isn't it? Really, really lovely.
Just lovely. She's got it in bright pink as well, and I think there might be one other colour, I can't remember what it is, but there's definitely a hot pink as well.
And then making me wish that I lived in America, We Are the Fabric Store, who do amazing fabrics, have such a good selection of linens, and some of the yellows that they do are beautiful. So I particularly like this heavy linen. It's $32 a metre, and then obviously if you're in the UK you need to think about postage as well.
Yes.
But it's such lovely quality, and this is what Kate used to make her shirt dress for the new Craft House summer party last year. She did it in a teal colour, but I was just blown away by the quality of the fabric. I wanted to keep touching her dress.
She does that all the time.
To check
it's normal.
It was still as nice as it was last time.
But it's just gorgeous.
So loads and loads of yellow fabrics. Again, like polka dots, if you just Google it, if you just search or go to any of your favourite fabric shops, you will find some yellow fabrics, and you will start to see even more and more of those coming as this trend continues. So at the other end of the scale, we've gone from bright yellows to a much more subtle trend, which is kind of earth tones. So there's a lot of earth tones around. It kind of blends well with the khakis that we've already talked about in the last video, and it also blends well with some of the more sort of subtle tones of yellow that we've talked about, the rusts and the mustard and that sort of thing. But some people are calling it, Vogue are calling it on beige, and some people are calling it top to toe beige. So you can either interpret that as different shades of beige, or you can think about what we like to call earth tones. So browns, greens, khakis, stone, anything that's kind of on that natural spectrum. And that's another one that we had a little dress up, didn't we, when we were in H&M. So we both grabbed, there's so much of it in there, that we both grabbed a range of different things and we put together an outfit. And as someone who likes to wear colour, I was totally surprised how much I loved my outfit. I felt really sophisticated in it. Like
it was lovely.
Grown up,
You particularly loved the colour of that polar neck as well, didn't you?
Yeah, so I kind of went for a taupe polar neck with a, I don't know what you'd call it, like almost a camel colour coat. Yes. It was a sort of scuba suede casual trench, if you like. And then I had a paper bag waist pair of peg trousers, which were in this kind of light khaki. And then you went for
I went for a sort of a wrap button down skirt, which was in a kind of a pale stone colour. It's almost tan, almost stone. And then I had a cream top because I'm not good with browns near my face. And then I went for quite a dark brown overcoat as well, which was nice. I really liked the overcoat, and I really like that skirt. So I think if I'm going to do this trend, it's going to be more the stone end that kind of almost like a neutral. So I'm going to treat it as a neutral.
Yeah, I love that trend, and I do like the idea of it, but I know that I'm not going to bring myself to be making things in such, you know, with such little colour in.
Yeah,
because,
not after your colour
But
challenge.
I feel like one day when I grow up, that's how I will dress. So a few fabrics that we can recommend if you like the earth tones trend. Again, there are loads.
Yes.
And some of these are quite similar to the yellows that you've already seen. But obviously we all love Atelier Brunette fabrics. There's always rust tones in there and earth tones in their range. So there's this beautiful cotton gauze that you found for £20 a metre.
and that's a beautiful colour. It really is.
It is, absolutely. And then Fabworks have this lovely soft linen. It's a linen and cotton blend, and that's more of a sort of khaki colour.
Yes, £5 a metre.
Oh yeah.
And then the Higgs, so Higgs have got this fantastic range of washed linens. Now I have just received some of this for an upcoming project, and I got it in the grey, but this is more, they have more khaki tones and more earth tones and everything like that. Loads of colours, and it is beautiful quality.
It is.
So it's £14 per metre, and it is wide as well.
Yeah, so this colour is called espresso, and I can't even say it for some reason. Espresso, I drink it like it's going out of fashion, and I can't say espresso. So that's, and there are, like I say, lots of other colours in the range. Also, Minerva have a Gabardino, which is like a gabardine chino sort of blend,
which would be great for trousers and skirts
and trenches and outerwear and that sort of thing. So that's
£6 per metre.
Yeah, that's a real bargain. That is.
I think that might be on sale as well. So double check it. It might be on
Excellent.
sale. I can't remember.
Excellent. And they also have this twill at £6 a metre, which is much more of that sort of beige colour. And then you found this lovely prints, didn't you? This secondary fabric from Ray Stitch.
Sort of brown on brown tones. But I was thinking if you just wanted to make a shirt, or you wanted to make a shirt dress or something like that, that would be beautiful.
In fact, I just realised I made my husband a shirt in the navy version of that fabric.
Did you?
Yeah, it was navy, but the little hatches were in white.
Oh yes, you did.
Yeah, it's exactly that fabric.
Yeah, but it's lovely. £15 per metre, but it's Severnberry, so it would be beautiful quality.
Yes.
So
and
that's
again,
a really nice one.
just because you're picking the earth tones doesn't mean you have to keep it plain. So think about prints as well. And a bit like the yellow, if you put a print on there, then it's not going to seem like it's such a big block of colour.
Yes.
It will make it a little bit softer.
Yeah, perfect.
So we've
That's
talked
earth
about
tones.
colours and we've talked about prints. Now let's talk about specific fabrics that we've noticed there's a big trend for. So one of the things that we have been loving is pleats.
Yes.
Pleated
Chemical
skirts,
pleats.
pleated dresses, yes, exactly. So these are this is fabric that has been pleated and set with chemicals, so that when you wash it, it comes out still pleated.
I will insert a picture here of Rachel in her rainbow pleated skirt.
Yes.
Because this is a perfect example of what we mean.
Yeah.
So this has been chemically treated to keep the pleats in no matter what happens.
Yes, absolutely. Now you might think, how am I going to find that fabric? And to be honest, a rainbow version of it you would really struggle to find, because believe me, we have tried, and that's why I ended up buying the skirt.
Yes.
And you bought the same
I bought it
skirt,
as well.
so you loved it so much. But there is a type of fabric called plissé, which is a much smaller pleat, even a much smaller, thinner pleat, and there's lots more of them. But we have found lots of places where you can get that.
Yes.
And we are also going to be creating a YouTube tutorial for you soon, where we can show you how to make a very basic pleated plissé skirt with an elasticated waistband. And so that will be a no pattern, patternless make, take your measurements, transfer them straight to the fabric situation.
Fabulous.
So for that, I've already bought a raspberry pink plissé.
I've bought rose gold.
Yes.
Which is, we've bought 2 metres each, but also I have 4 metres of plissé, which is a black plissé, which, because I've got 4 metres of it, I may well make into a dress.
Yeah, well, I think it just gives you lots and lots of options.
Yeah.
The thing you have to remember with plissé is because it's pleated, it does stretch. Okay, so you treat it like a woven, you sew it together like a woven, but you wouldn't make a fitted style out of it, because otherwise your movement in it would make it stretch and flatten out, and it would feel weird on. So it is for looser fitting garments. I made a New Year's Eve dress out of it, out of a sparkly plissé, so it kind of had a navy base, but it had rainbow glitter all over it, so in different lights it had rainbow look. So I made a 70s halter neck version of that, and that was really, really nice to wear. The ones with the lurex in, the ones with the shimmer
Glitter,
in,
yeah.
can be a bit scratchy. So you'll want to consider lining that sort of thing. But the other ones that don't have glitter in aren't usually scratchy at all.
No.
So here's a couple of pictures of things that we saw when we were out in the shops. So we found, you tried on a black one, which is why you bought the black fabric, so you can recreate that.
Yes.
And we found some other animal print ones and khaki ones. And you particularly liked this green one, didn't you? The khaki one that you saw.
Yeah,
in
there's so many. There's one for every style and every trend. There will be a chemically pleated skirt for that trend.
Absolutely.
It's everywhere.
Yes. So there are some patterns that you can use. So there's a McCall's pattern 7844 that you could use, but you can also just follow along with our tutorial in a couple of weeks.
Yes, it'll be up over Easter sometime.
If you are looking for fabrics, then we found a gorgeous polka dot fabric. Now this is a company we've bought lots of plissé from. They're called Textile 9 and they're on eBay, and you can get 10 meters of this for £4.
No. 4 meters.
Get 4 meters for £10. That would be ridiculous. It's already pretty ridiculous, but that would be crazy.
That's the black one that I bought. Was
but that is definitely one that I'm going to be buying because I love the fact that it's polka dot as well.
And
2 trends for the price of one.
Yeah. Also in fabrics, we found this chemically pleated one, which is this leopard print one, and this looks like it's really tiny little pleats. So just be careful and look at the fabric in the pictures to see how big the pleats are before you buy it. But that one was £6 per metre.
Yes.
And then what's the next
There's
one?
from Stoff, and again, Stoff and Steel have a whole range of different colours, but I picked the bottle green because it's quite similar to the skirt that you saw, and that's £10.50 a metre.
Nice.
And if you want a bargain, we picked ours up from Fabricland, and I think ours were £4.99 a metre.
Yeah, and they've got about 5 or 6 different colours.
So, including prints, so they had a snake print and a leopard print in there as well.
But this is one where the trend has been there for maybe 6 months to a year, and it's only now that the fabrics are beginning to come through to the shops and the fabric shops. So in a few months' time, there may be more.
Yes.
So just keep looking. There will definitely be more.
Absolutely. So that's pleats. And then finally, another one that we're loving is corduroy.
Yes.
So you would think of cord as an autumn fabric, but it's everywhere for spring and summer. And not only is it cord as an autumn fabric, but there's lots of autumnal colours as well. So we particularly like the cords in Another Stories, where the main colours were bottle green, rust, some mustard, but then paired with baby pinks or powder pinks and powder blues.
Yes.
So like a salmon pink and a kind of cornflower blue.
Yeah.
Such a beautiful colour palette. And everything from trousers to jackets to skirts,
dresses,
loads of different things.
Yes.
So you tried on a beautiful cream corduroy dress that you're still dreaming about now.
I'm still dreaming about, and I may actually have to go and buy it because it was a jersey corduroy. Now I've seen stretch cord, but this was a jersey base with the ribs or the wheels of the corduroy on the top, and I've never seen anything like it.
No, and you have tried since, haven't you, to find the fabric, but we can't find anything like it. But also you can't find a pattern. It's like a grown-up, beautiful baby grow.
But a skirt-based baby grow is what it was. If anyone knows a pattern for such a wonderful item, but I did absolutely love it. I may have to buy it. I may have to try and recreate it, but I did love it.
But if anybody happens to see any fabric or a pattern that you think would allow her to recreate it, then please do message us because we would love to know.
Share, common mind, share.
And my corduroy love was a green cord. It's not a suit, it's actually separate trousers and a jacket, but it happened to be out of the same fabric. And I decided to try them on as a suit because I'd been obsessing about a green velvet suit that Kate Blanchett wore in Ocean's 8.
You and Kate Blanchett,
I know, I just want her wardrobe in that film so much. But they were both slightly different cuts, the type of things that I was looking for. But when I put them on together, I just fell in love with them. And I'm not sure that particular cut or those particular sizes were the most flattering on me, but I think I could make a version that would be. It
was the feel of it, I think, wasn't it?
Yes, it was definitely the overall look that I wanted to create. And so I have found some patterns that would be perfect. So for the jacket, this Jacqueline vest from Republic de Chiffon is absolutely perfect, down to the shaped yoke on the shoulders. It's in cord, their sample is in cord.
Great.
And it's cropped, and it's just an absolute perfect representation of that, so that's a definite. And then on the trouser front I've got two options. So there's the Narcisse pants, which are from Deer and Doe, which is a wide leg high waist trouser. I like those because they look like they might have a little bit more room in the hip, so that's a good thing. The ones that I tried on in other stores I loved, but they were standing up trousers, I wouldn't have been able to sit down in them, which is the thing, because obviously they fit on my waist but they wouldn't have fit my hips once I sat down.
You can make a better version,
but also there is another pattern that I found from Peppermint the magazine, but they've got a free pattern obviously when you subscribe to the magazine, and theirs I think they're just called the Peppermint wide leg trouser, but again it's a high waist flat front wide leg. Theirs is a shorter version, but you could always lengthen it, and I just think that's a really, really good pattern as well. So I've definitely got some options, and I've also found the perfect fabric. So Textile Express has an 8-well cord, which is £8 a metre, in exactly the same green.
Lovely.
I'm not sure that I definitely want to do the green. I'm going to give it some thought, especially seeing as you found a few other options, didn't you?
It is.
So
there's lots of cord.
Had to include this cord. This is a 21 well, which means that it's more of a needle cord, like a pin cord, but it's from Stoff and Still. They have a huge range as well, but I had to include this one simply because it's called Dusty Curry. So
that's a bit like your bird's nest lipstick, isn't it?
Exactly. So, you know, I just think that's a genius name, but also it is a lovely colour. It's a really, really lovely colour, and part of the earth tones and the yellow. But then you found this one from Satisfaction.
A berry stretch cord, and I love the fact that this pink is so bright that in the picture it's almost distorted. It looks like it's burnt the camera.
It's like neon almost.
Neon pink.
Yes, it's beautiful, beautiful. And then you also found this gorgeous plum version from Race Stitch, which again is a needle cord, so a thinner print. The one I tried on in other stories was definitely an 8-well. It was a wider cord.
But then I think that would be softer. It maybe would be a bit more feminine instead of having a finer cord. The other thing is Race Stitch have got a huge range of cords, and they've got some beautiful colours. I had to think about which one to choose, and the plum was my favourite. But they've got lots. But then cord is everywhere. You know, just pick your favourite fabric shop. They're bound to have some, because it's been so huge for a long time. It's just the fact that it's coming into the spring summer, which is unusual. It is, but also I think maybe it's a practical decision, because especially in the UK, the summer is not always hot, and you get lots of cold days, and so cord isn't necessarily an inappropriate fabric for the summer months, or the spring months in particular. But there's, as we are right now, as we're emerging into spring, I struggle to even imagine those kind of fabrics in my spring wardrobe. I have to wait till I'm a little bit further into spring to have that acceptance that actually I need some warmer things now, and that's when I'll be ready to take on that project. Lovely. But there's some great ones out there, so have fun with it. So we hope this has been a useful overview for you. We know not all of you are able to make it to the shops, and also when you do, you're not really sure what you're looking for. So we're really hoping that we've been able to give you a little overview. Obviously it's not everything, there are so many other trends, but these are the ones that we think are most relevant to us, and probably most relevant to those of you who do make your own clothes. So let us know what you think. That's it for spring summer. We probably won't be doing another one of these until we get back to autumn winter. So let us know what you think. Let us know which of your trends are the favourite, which ones you would wear, which ones you wouldn't. We seem dead in. No 90s raver for me. No. So that's it from us. We hope you've enjoyed this little peek into the spring summer trends and all of the lovely fabrics and patterns that are out there, and we'll see you next time. Bye.